Hi, my name is Yurisi Extremadura from BSIT OUMN 1A. I am discussing if the Philippines should or should not shift from the current presidential system to a parliamentary system. Okay? That's where our discussion first. First of all, let's define our terms and let's differentiate parliamentary and the presidential system. On first is the presidential system, on which the legislature and the executive are separate. The president is elected by the people and directly by the people. He serves a fixed term, so no extras, no nothing, and cannot be easily removed by the legislature, on which it takes a process, not just easily. The second one, our second, is the parliamentary system, on which, contrary to the presidential system, the legislature, the parliament, and the executive government are connected. They're very connected. And the leader is the prime minister, on which is chosen by the parliament and can be removed by them at any time. Anytime. Now, what's my verdict on this? What's my decision or what's my opinion on this? Well, I stand negative. Why? Why not parliamentary? Well, the presidential system ensures that no one person or one family or group becomes too powerful. Because if we shift to a parliamentary system, the prime minister controls the lawmaking and the execution of laws or everything that is going on how laws are implicated, a lot of things. And concentration of power removes the checks and balances that protect our democracy. My second point, or not the people, well, my second point is the head of state is elected directly by the people, on which this gives the president a strong democratic mandate and legitimacy. Because of course, if the people vote and not just a portion of portion of the population, it becomes more legitimate. Everyone, it strengthens our democracy, and it shows how democratic the Philippines is. Second is, in a parliamentary system, the prime minister is chosen by the members of parliament. As I said, not just a portion of people, but it should be directly by the voters to strengthen our democratic power as a nation. My third point is, it's a no. Again, why not a parliamentary? Well, parliamentary systems face a lot of problems. First of all, they face a lot of frequent instabilities. For example, in some countries with parliamentary systems instead of a presidential system, they have experienced many changes in the government, on which they frequently change the government or who rules or who is the prime minister, which disrupts long-term projects and planning. As I said, if a prime minister is frequently changed, the long-term or the plans that the previous prime minister had will be removed and will be changed by the new prime minister, right? Or if the new prime minister decides, he can furthermore continue the previous prime minister's plans. Let me give you an example. In World War II, Italy had over 60 different governments. That's 60 different prime ministers or leaders, some lasting only a few months. This constant change makes it hard and very hard to finish long-term projects and creates uncertainty for the country's future, on which if there's more changes, more more changes and more prime ministers and governments, it creates uncertainty if what will further happen in the country's future. My second point or second example is Belgium. Well, Belgium took a record-breaking 541 days just to form a new government. 541. Can you believe that? Because for the simple fact that the political parties could not agree on who should lead the nation. See? That's how problematic parliamentary system could be. So that's why my final verdict is we should stay with the presidential system, because if only a portion of the population gets to decide, and that that weakens our power as a democratic country. And my second point is it being in a presidential system, it ensures that at least the long-term ideas and plans are actually situated or implied or executed properly, and not uncertain for the next government to continue. That is all, and thank you.